name is Sheila. Welcome to Express Yourself. And then my left hand I got
Anna.
And my right hand
David.
Today, guys, we brought you another topic as usual, and this topic I am really excited because I had so much thought about this, and as a youth as I am myself, which had to face the consequences, and I'm sure how parents feel about this topic as well. So I know how my mom felt about this, so I would like some feedback because this topic's hot, but you know what I mean. So the question today is, what age do you think sex education should be taught in school? So before I elaborate more, I'm gonna go first to David. What age do you think sex education should be taught in school?
I think it should be taught to people that understand it. So, which means if you're in primary school and you understand the meaning of sex, then you do the lesson as well. So, from anything from primary school upward.
What do you mean by primary school? Do you know that from primary school it's age 3 above, isn't it? From 3 to 11. So when you say about primary school, you're not being really in age.
Okay,
I would say primary school is from 3 to 11.
My
so
bad.
you say like, oh,
Let me be
a 3
very
years old
specific.
can you talk about sex education?
I would say from age 12 upward.
Up 12 is high school.
Yeah, 12
So
upward.
you don't think sex education can be taught in primary school?
Some people are 12 in primary school, so
No,
okay.
no, Europe.
Well, okay, let's just not leave that fact. That's not what we're talking about. Let's just, some people are 12 in high school, regardless of the country you're in. But from 12 upward, I feel like, yeah, you should start to know, because a lot of people start to see sudden changes on their body from age 12 upward. So, yeah, you should start asking questions, and your teachers or your parents or your friends, or I would advise you to speak to your parents. Yeah, you should be taught sex education from age 12 upward.
Okay, as you guys can hear, see, David thinks we should be taught sex education at the age of 12, which, anyway, let's just hear from Hannah's point of view before I'm gonna kick it off.
I think sexual education should be taught as soon as possible, like even to small kids. Like you should teach them like don't let grown-ups or other kids like touch you in certain parts. Even like as soon as they understand words, because there are pervs out there.
What do you mean as soon as they understand the word sex?
No,
You
not
mean the
even
word sex?
there. Like just teach them like how you teach them not to go with strangers to certain places.
So back to what I said before, even primary school kids can be taught sex education.
Yeah, but you guys not give me an age.
That's
I
the
asked.
thing, because
I
when you
asked you
say
to what
age,
age?
when you
Because
say
when you
age,
guys telling me
yeah,
as soon as possible, you telling me like if I have my child at 3 years old, I feel like my child is
if
really
he
young.
understands English, we should, because in this age we're in now, where we're having little girls being raped. Do you get what I mean? Which is not a very good thing. So, like, if as long as you understand English already, and you can speak. Yeah, I'm gonna start teaching you. As in, these are the things. Like, once you see like X mark, just start going away from such signals. Do you get what I mean? Like, X marks the spot big time. These are
Like
the
you
things
teach them
need
not to
know.
grab knives and not to touch the fire.
Exactly,
Stuff like
from
that.
when they're
Teach
young,
them
teach
not to
them
go.
that as well.
So you guys think sex education is small ages, okay? Oh my god, like I'm
That's because
you guys are
sex education should not be made as something big. It should be, as in, you get what I mean? It should be made just like every other conversation
Sex.
you teach. Yeah.
it is something big.
How is it big?
It's big when you talk
It's
about
your body
body.
parts, isn't it?
It is a body part, but
Yeah.
when
You
you
see
do
every
sex
day, you
education,
Well,
see-
you're not gonna teach a child like, oh, vagina, penis, like you go like this. No, it's not that. It's like don't let strangers or even people that
Touch
you
you.
know touch you.
Yeah,
And
of course.
where like don't teach boys and girls not to do certain stuff to other boys and girls. Like don't leave their skirts and don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you see a stranger, like it's like don't go into cars like with strangers. You
10
teach
points
that
to
to your
Anna for the
kids.
points you
Also
just
teach
made.
them
That's
that.
a very valid point.
so you both think like sex education should be taught as soon as possible to a child.
Yeah.
So even if your child is 3 years old understand the word sex or understand the value
It
of
doesn't have to know like what it's about. Like a child doesn't understand like what fire is about, but you still teach them not to touch it.
Just to clarify, we don't exactly mean the child should be free, but we're just telling you. If they understand, then the sooner the better. That's what we're trying to
But
say.
the way you guys
There's
speak
no
it,
really-
it looks like the way you guys say it looks like you can like, you know what, it's okay to teach a kid about sex education.
Yes, no, but hold on.
I did a little research to say
The question, I think what you're not understanding is what exactly is sex education. That's what you should start with, because the problem is, I think where you're misunderstanding it is, you're thinking sex education is how to have sex. No, that's not what sex education is about. Do you get what I mean? It's about things that happen, things you do, things that, as in signs that your partners can say to you, things that are wrong, things that are right, consent and things like that. That's what sex education is about. Do you get what I mean? Like grabbing people in public, it's all about lessons. It's not just about how you have sex. That's not all what sex education is about. So if I have a 3-year-old kid and I'm telling him, or I'm seeing him play with his friend, a female friend for example, or a male friend, which was a girl, and he's like groping her in different parts of her body, but he has no idea that it's wrong to do that. I would put it upon me as my dad, or as someone, depending on what I'm saying, as his dad, to tell and to teach my kid that what he's doing is wrong. So sex education doesn't mean it involves having sex. It touching,
yeah, but I know
feeling,
it's not involved
how
about
you
sex,
know,
but you are teaching
things
the
you
kid
say.
the body part maybe too early, because I can't remember what year exactly, but I remember this got it was a debate even in Paris when they decided, like, I think at age of 5 it's okay to teach a kid the right age of 5 for sex education in school, and there was so much debate where parents disagreed that the kids are too small to learn about their body parts. They feel like the kids are too young to be deep in them to learn about sex education, which was a massive debate. Like it was in the UK as well, it was all over France, it was like so much debate.
Okay, but how do the children like then know that it's wrong? Like, what if a teacher is touching them inappropriately, or even an uncle?
Very true. I've seen
Like,
that before.
Predators are usually
That happened in
between
my
like
school, you
the
know.
circle.
I had this math teacher, yeah. He touches kids inappropriately. Like he thinks it's cool, he thinks it's punishing you. He goes and, you get what I mean, he starts to literally pinch your nipples, like. You get what I mean? I'm talking about an elderly man, not some 20-year-old man. This is an elderly man that was probably married as well. But so things like that. But I wouldn't say I understand because of the kind of country I was from. Do you get what I mean? So, but that is very wrong. And that was also, I'm sure that man has no lesson. He has no lesson concerning sex education. Trust me.
And even like putting their hands under people's shirt and under the kids' shirts and just like beat them in their back or like starting going around.
Rubbing their back.
Rubbing
Stuff
their
like
back.
that.
No. Child, stay away. No.
So, but I would look in the survey, obviously, and say in the survey, some parents agree in sex education should start in middle school when the kids are aged between 11 and 14 years old. But you guys, what do you think about this? Because you guys think it should be taught earlier.
Speaking about school,
some parent thinks it's too early to teach the kids about sex education in primary school. But look at this is one survey. I'm not saying it obviously, but I'm just elaborating where some parents disagree about having a sex education to the age of 11, 14, which I agree with this. I think from 11, 14, it kind of, the kids are a bit mature. Mature, like,
Have you met 11-year-olds and 14? No. They're like, oh, vagina. No, they're not mature. They're
not mature, but I mean, understanding about life.
they don't understand life.
Not life, but I mean, understand about
They
more
don't know
women body.
anything about
Because that's where you, especially as a woman, that's where we start having like puberty starts.
So 2 of them, like I said before.
Yeah, so like around like, because that's when most of the girls are having the puberty around 11 or 12 upward. I know that some people actually do have a younger age, like 10, because I remember my friend had a period when she was 10, which was a shocker. We were so surprised. But I do know there's some people having around 10. But for me, I believe I would probably agree with this survey because I don't want my child going to school learning about body part when they're like.
Let me clarify.
But they're like 8, like look at my sister who's 8. I'm like, bro, you can't can't teach my sister coming to school and looking like boobs and vagina, like.
Vagina. She's gonna have boobs. Like she knows she's old.
Let me try to clarify something. Yeah? I don't think it's the teacher's job to teach a kid who is still in primary school sex education.
That's my whole point.
I think it's the parents' job.
The parent job.
Because
you're still at
there's
home.
no really age now in this modern days and this shit that's going on in the world. Do you understand? Like people are getting raped and it's something that we are all aware of and it's not a good thing. Do you get what I mean? So it's a parent's job to educate the kid if you're in primary school, because I wouldn't let some stranger educate my kid if
But also,
my kid was in primary school.
But also, I feel like it should be brought up at school as well, because some kids don't have parents to do that. Like some parents
definitely, you're right.
are not present, and other parents like just don't talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? But I believe, like, as I'm gonna say, like, I don't want some stranger teaching my kid around like 8 my sister's 8. I don't want some stranger teaching you like, this is a vagina when you're up in the leg and then this, da, da, da. I really don't want that. No. But I mean, no. It does happen because I remember when I was in year 5, we were teaching stuff. No, like that. There was like, mommy and daddy go to bed and play pillow fight. Pillow fight. Mom and daddy go to bed. And they'd be like,
would you like to kids? Like, just tell them.
It will teach you things. The mom and daddy bedroom naked and play some pillow fight, and then that's what I mean. I don't want. That's a private school. I don't want my sister to go to school and thinking like, mom and daddy go into the bedroom, go pillow fight, naked. That's just like.
Wait, I think we have to stop acting like kids are stupid. Kids are not stupid. They themselves will ask you about it, and you have to be honest. Like,
kids know a lot, you know.
That's the thing, like, as I said, like,
because they watch a lot of videos online, they see a lot of things online nowadays.
There's the thing that under the age, I think it's parent responsibility. I think some parent thinks like, it's a school job to teach about kids about everything, which is not a school job to teach a kid about everything. Some parents are like, they start them to go, baby, my child needs to get taught. This is like, what's your job? It's your child. Like, come on.
We have a saying in my country, like, education starts in your own house.
Say that right.
Say it again one more time, please.
Education starts in your own house.
Give me high five. That was so bad. That was dead high five. But I kind of believe like 11 and 14 is the right age to have sex education school, because I cannot imagine my little sister, some strange teacher teaching about sex education. It's like, damn, like, because I can remember when my little brother started learning sex education. Ooh, it was awkward at home, like, because he's the only man in the house. So when he came about sex education, my mom was just like,
but because it's awkward.
Because my mom started coming with that, my brother started talking about this and that, this and that.
Yeah,
it was just
that's
awkward.
where, as a parent, that's where you're meant to, that's where you're meant to stand up, because if you as a parent don't teach your child, I'm gonna tell you, your child is gonna go to online and it's gonna be taught online in a very weird and dumb way, where it's gonna probably go to a porn site, he's gonna go find out himself and get his mind fucked up. True. A bunch of shit.
I mean, there's a free porn site, so we don't need it to be 18. So.
How do you know
What the hell? Just tell me how to run the
No, but it's true, like, if you don't teach your kids about it, they're gonna research it, they're gonna find stuff that is wrong. Okay guys, can you please listen to me? Can you
I understand shit. You can tell me.
Hey, focus.
Anyway, yeah. If you don't teach your kids, they'll find out for themselves, and they'll learn from
Free pornography.
From doubtful sources.
From their
Friends. Good.
Yeah, from their friends they don't know neither, because nobody is teaching them.
We learn from raves, house parties.
Yeah, but I sort of believe that having early sex education will lead to teenager or having sex at a very young age.
It helps them know what they're doing.
No, knowing about
that's
it.
no point of view.
No, it
Because
doesn't. For me, it doesn't because I see people or a young girl 13 were pregnant. You know what I mean? Like
you know the thing is, you know the
First
thing,
pregnant
yeah,
because
but that's not
people
because of-
try it.
No,
I
hold
know
on.
people try. My
Hold on.
friend as soon as hit the age of 13, they were going to try it because you're already taught since primary school. You like the goal you prepare. You already know that this is a condom. This is that. This is that. You already know the whole process. So when they start hitting the age of 13, I know loads of people who lost their virginity when they're 13.
Oh, that's because they were ready.
Exactly, because they've been taught in school. So now the process like this is a condom, this is that, this is that, this is that. So you're gonna try it out.
Okay.
And then now my friend was just saying you want to
wait,
try
wait,
it out
wait,
to actually
and,
get into
and
it.
if they were taught proper sex education, they would know that you're meant to use a condom when you have sex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
So,
what I'm saying. Use the condom.
if-
Also use a non-condom as well.
why? How come the person is coming up pregnant then? How are you
I'm
gonna
saying
get
there's
pregnant?
some
Wait,
people
wait,
who
wait,
are
wait,
using
wait,
without
wait.
condom.
You said like people being taught about it made them feel ready.
Yeah, make them feel ready to do it.
It's not like that. Like sexual education is about like if you do it without a condom, you're gonna get pregnant. Use a condom, like stay safe. The diseases that you can catch, like if the person was feeling ready at 13, like she or he would feel ready anyway, even without the classes.
Education.
But without the classes, they probably would not be safe, and that would lead to the pregnancy.
But without the classes, they won't know what to do.
No, people still.
No, at age, no. Without,
Find out.
At age
Find
of,
out.
no. What I'm trying to say, because they already knew at small age, let's say, because sex education now is like you can start from year 4, which is like age what, 8, 9. So you're already prepared.
Remember,
and from
remember, that's why I
age
tried
from
to
year
tell you
4,
that
year
point.
5, year 6, you're still
This
learning
is
different
why
stages
I
of
make
sex
clarify,
education.
hold on,
From year 4, year 5, year 6, you're learning different stages of sex education. From year 4, you will teach you your body part. From year 5, they start development. From year 6,
Can I
year
make a
7,
point?
8,
Can
you
I make a
develop it.
point?
So when your mind already know too much, well, that's what you do. You go to
Can
try.
I make a point? Can I make a
try.
point? Right?
Yeah.
Can I make a point? This was why I very, very much clarified the points I made before. Sex education doesn't teach you how to have sex.
It does.
It teaches you.
No.
No, they don't teach how to have sex. Like they don't tell you where to insert and uninsert. You know what I mean? Okay.
What do you mean? Change
That's
how
not
to
what it's
insert?
about. That's not what it's about. You get what I mean?
They teach you how to put condoms. Like basically, what the hell?
What about it? Like, no, okay,
I don't know.
so bottom line, me and Davey think like sexual education should be taught as soon as possible, but like there are like folders to it, there are like levels to it. Start teaching about consent and like where not to touch, where forbidden parts to children, to young children. You don't need to like go straight away to talking about puberty when they're 3 or 5 or whatever. Just teach them like
Body
from
parts.
early about
That body parts.
yeah, about body parts, like forbidden parts that grown-ups and other kids can touch, like about consent, about like stuff that you're doing that is wrong, like harassment.
Okay.
And a girl can always withdraw her consent even after she said yes. Those are the power of feelings that you have to teach in sex education. Just because she said yes now, doesn't mean in the process she can't say no or she can't withdraw her consent because it belongs to her, it's her body, it's her privacy. If she feels like, you know what, I don't feel too good while this is going on, she feels weird or she doesn't feel comfy and she decides to tell you to stop, you have to stop.
Okay, so let's come to the close up, guys. Just as we say, and I say, guys, this topic is gonna be a hot one. I was really like, this is my topic. Like,
Don't agree.
but this was my topic, but I did not agree with them. As I said, I totally believe my sex education, my child should be taught in level. And when I grow up, when that slip will come to my house and my child went to talk, I will decline because I don't want nobody else to do that part. I want to do it for myself. So we're gonna close up anyway. Well, thank you guys. So David, to close up, what do you actually think? What age and what do you want to say to your audience? What age or what you believe about this whole process?
I don't really have much to say, but I just think, I think we all agree on, okay, not everyone, but you said you think it should be taught by you. I slightly agree on that. I don't think.
Yeah, I said talk about me.
Sex
If I have a
education
child which is a girl,
should be
we'll talk
taught
about
primary
me.
school
I want
student
to
by
teach
the
my
teachers.
child.
What if you have a
Parents
boy?
should
If a
do
boy,
it.
but the father's there, I'll make my
You
husband
can do
What
it.
if
go.
you
You can do
what
it.
if the baby
It
daddy
doesn't
is
have
there?
to be your dad. A mom or dad can teach
The stepdad, whatever.
you,
someone
as
will do
in,
it.
because a mom or
But there are
dad can
single
teach the kid.
I'll do it.
Okay. Just asking. Sorry.
Go.
I actually didn't even know what I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
Alright, sit down.
Make sure you cut that part. I'll just let's cut that.
Next, anyway, we're going to go to Hannah to close up the show. So, Hannah, what do you think about the whole process? What are you going to tell the audience as a parent or as a youth out there? What advice would you give?
Definitely parents should be the ones teaching, but school should reinforce it because not everyone has the possibilities to learn from home. Like, it's okay. Some children don't even have parents. Anyway, and start teaching as soon as you can, but like that also applies to like each child. Like, you're not gonna teach the same thing to how do I explain this? You're not gonna like different kids have different mentalities. You're not gonna talk to kids the same way.
True. And when you taught the kids, like it's like going to school, we all be taught the same lesson, but we all don't understand the things the same way.
Exactly. Some children have different difficulties learning and everything, and the moral part of sexual education like should be taught as soon as possible, like consentment and harassment and forbidden parts. Like, and if a stranger comes to you, don't go to them. Like, always talk to your parents or to a grown-up about something that happened that made you uncomfortable. Those parts should be done as soon as possible. The part about condoms and everything like should be normal, I think.
That's safe sex. That's a different lesson.
Exactly. Like there are
How
parts
to
to
have
it,
safe sex. That's a different lesson. So yeah.
but also teach them about it. Don't.
Definitely teach them about it.
That's not gonna make them more sexual or less sexual. Like they are gonna be as sexual as they are. They're just gonna be safer.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching Express Yourself. As I said, the show said Express Yourself. That's so that we were expressing ourselves. With the topic today was what age do you think sex education should be taught at school? So, guys, I would like to hear your comment down below because I was really excited with this question. I don't agree with them too. I was like, I'm by myself in the corner.
Just on the gangster.
Fighting. So please don't forget to subscribe, comment, share, and we'll see you next time.
Ring the bell.
I think it's on its up here.
Guys, we're not having this conversation.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Subscribe, you're down here.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is
Thank you,
Express
guys.
Yourself. We'll see you next time.
David,
Bye.
Anna, Maria. Ciao.
That was awkward. Are they gone?